Frustration and confusion were on display in Surrey last night. Citizens, police, and community leaders all looking for answers to a wave of violence sweeping the city.
Take me seriously, okay? If you're really serious about this issue, you have to tell us the truth. You have enough resources to handle this issue? If not, then tell us, right, what we can do.
Hundreds packed a high school gym to attend a public forum. Surrey's mayor and RCMP spoke before getting an earful from concerned citizens. They want an end to the rash of shootings blamed on a low-level drug turf war.
My son was killed February 24th, 2013. His body was found on Colebrook Road. Like, this thing breaks you. We have to come out of the shell we are. We are not leaving those old traditions we have from India. We don't want to be rats. We don't want to be this.
Last night's meeting is part of the RCMP's community outreach plan. A phone tip line launched Monday has already received some promising leads. In the last month and a half, Surrey and Delta have recorded almost 24 shootings. Meanwhile, the family of Aaron Baines has addressed his death. A written statement calls him a fine young man who was neither a criminal nor a gang member. Loved ones say Aaron was the heart of the family who had a bright future ahead of him. The 22-year-old was gunned down Sunday in Surrey. Police think he was associated with people tied to the ongoing turf war. It took hours, but Vancouver firefighters finally put out a very stubborn fire in Chinatown. It broke out around noon yesterday at a restaurant on Pender between Main and Columbia. Around 60 firefighters battled the three-alarm blaze with 13 fire trucks on scene. The roof of the building partially collapsed. It was tough to access the flames because they were trapped between the ceiling and the roof. Everyone was evacuated and no one was hurt.
Being able to get in there and find it has been a challenge for our firefighters. They're extremely good at what they do, but this fire has been moving all over the place and they've been chasing it through the roof structure of this building.
It's scary because the buildings are so tight and close together, so, you know, and they're all old structures that might not be up to code. So what's scary is you don't know what's in the next building.
The fire department believes the fire could have been sparked by roofers. On Vancouver Island, 2 people are dead in a suspicious fire in Saanich. Crews were called to the house early yesterday morning. They found the bodies when the flames were extinguished. The coroner and the island's major crimes unit are handling the case. Finance Minister Joe Oliver has tabled his first budget. With an election looming, the $1.4 billion surplus marks the first time in 7 years the Conservatives have delivered balanced books. Critics say it won't do much for job growth in a sluggish economy or for lower-income families and those living in poverty. Still, small businesses and the BC government are applauding the budget, which the Tories hope will help them win a rare 4th term in Ottawa.
This budget
reduction in the small business rate that we'll see over the next 4 years. That's a big tax cut for small business. And that's money that's not going to go necessarily right into their pockets. That money is going to be put to very productive use by these entrepreneurs thanks to this tax cut in the budget.
And in Metro Vancouver, the Mayor's Council also likes the budget as it promises an additional $1 billion a year in transit funding for Canadian cities. But with just 5 weeks left to go, participation in the transportation tax plebiscite remains on the low side. The mayors met yesterday in New Westminster for an update on the vote. So far, just 15% of the mail-in ballots have been returned. The deadline to send them in is May 29th. The yes side is blaming lack of participation on our busy schedules. Today is the 45th annual Earth Day. It is an event celebrated by more than 1 billion people in 192 countries. Earth Day got its start in the U.S. to raise awareness of environmental problems. About 20 million people took part in the inaugural Earth Day back in 1970, demonstrating for environmental causes. Vancouver will celebrate this Sunday with an annual Earth Day parade and march on Commercial Drive. You can expect speakers, workshops, tents, entertainment, and musical performances.